I wanted to do a couple quick videos here. That's why the less formal format. The first one's going to be the Dev Diary. The second one's going to be a quick review of Revengeance, Metal Gear Rising Revengeance, because I think it's worth putting in my 2 cents, given what I've heard online reviewers speaking about at this point in time. I may do a quick third one after that, dealing with the further aftermath of the Aliens versus Predator debacle, but I don't know. I'm kind of getting rather tired of the passing the buck. I'm getting rather tired of devs actually defending Aliens, Colonial Marines, and I'll get into that when I get into that. But on to better news. As of right this moment, there's there's not a lot of progress that I can report on the Mad Max project as it stands. It's not dead. It's not flatlining. My Skinner is working his butt off to get things done. My tech guy has all but evaporated for the time being, but he told me he had very little time. But I'm actually going to start trying to do some conversions myself using a script for 3D Studio Max that does work with my current student version. So uh, I'm going to see about trying to convert some of the models from San Andreas to Vice City for those around the world who are still very much into the Vice City uh, theme with things. I'm also going to be trying within the next couple days to get a video put together using Fraps and some editing software to splice together a cohesive video of the work that's been done so far, and maybe even do some screenshots or maybe some turnarounds of some of the models that are being done right now. I have uploaded some old screens, and if you want to PM me about the release of some of these mods for either San Andreas or Vice City, I'm willing to share them. Although, to be honest with you, San Andreas is kind of the better game. It has hitchable trailers, because eventually we're going to get the Mad Max 2, you know, battle trailer, as it was, the tanker trailer that was all modded up, set up. Because see, here's the interesting thing with most of the trailers I see in Australia that I don't generally see here in America. They have 3 axles instead of 2, which was because part of the mesh for the armor trailer is the actual trailer from San Andreas modified, heavily modified, because I was trying to cut some corners with it to hopefully get it to work in the best possible ways. But anyways, so in order to have the full-fledged experience, not to mention the fact that San Andreas has the desert, you really got to kind of go with our San Andreas version of this mod. And since I don't think they have hitchable trailers in 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 Grand Theft Auto, excuse me, Grand Theft Auto 4, I don't think 4 is going to necessarily be the best place to ultimately to port over a lot of these mods. But I don't think that 4 deserves any less Mad Max love than what it's had. Well, it's not had, frankly. I think I've seen somebody do some poor conversions of our work from our mods before. I know people stolen my Mac truck. I want to be mad about it, but it's the internet. I mean, it was bound to happen. I would love some credit for the work that I've done, because I try to do that with other artists who work with us. I've always done that. Gozook, he has his credit for the MFP, the Toe Cutter, and the Mudguts bikes that he did, because he lent them to us on the caveat that we would give him credit. And of course we're giving him credit. He did a phenomenal job. Um, you know, Gangisa, he got his credit for his donated models. Carface, all the work he's done for us, he's gotten credit for. Or will be getting credit for when the time comes, because the no front fender Statesman, which has the Jeep front end to it, that was, the main body was his work. I just cut out the windows, changed their materials, and switched that over. Everything else, though, I did. I think I did a lot of the interior work, but he at least got us started by making the body. And that's all I could ask for from him, and he did a fantastic job. Um, Og, with his body that I used for the original Red Rocky, Red XA from Mad Max 2, that one I'm probably going to be redoing, and it may be a ground up rebuild because it's an XA, and I used an XC Ford Falcon body for it because that was the body that my friend had made was an XC, and I was like, I didn't know enough about the differences to really make a completely accurate mesh back then. Now I do know, and I have plenty of references to work with, but I digress. Um, and my friend Soul Courageous, aka Andy, he's gotten work for all of his skin work. He also did our XA, as are some stock XA models, which I'm gonna try to do better XAs. Not that I'm saying he did bad. He converted Gangisa's work, so Gangisa gets the original work, but the modification that my friend Andy did, he gets the credit for that. Everybody who works on this mod gets their credit when the gyrocopter is released. The parts of the original mesh were done by CJ, or the artist named CJ at least, and so he's going to get credit for his work. Right now, the Mad Max Impala is being skinned. That's about all that I can tell you as far as the tech side of things. Now, I have reacquired Vice City, I've reacquired San Andreas. Vice City does not work very easily or very well on Windows 7 64-bit install. That's what I have. I may not be able to do much with Vice City in terms of being able to test and show off my work. But that doesn't mean that I don't have other associates who have that. And if I can get my old laptop up and running, I could get Vice City running on that, and I could then be modding on my laptop, as well as modding San Andreas here on my main PC, my gaming slash modeling, 3D modeling rig, slash video editing rig. Yeah, I tried to get a monster rig, and for the most part it works, but I'm having a weird issue. On my son's system, San Andreas works fine. On my system, as soon as you get into the cars of San Andreas, the pedestrians have holes in them. Everybody else who's not the player model has holes in them, little triangles that are taken out of them, for reasons I cannot figure out. We have the same problem, though, oddly enough, with Gmod. I think, to be honest with you, it's my Radeon card. As much as Radeon is a top-notch card, it seems like right now, even with as close to updated drivers as I can get my card into, it's having trouble with games. And some of these games are Steam games. Now, I'm doing the non-Steam version of San Andreas because the Steam version is locked. You cannot mod it because, oh my god, we don't want kids playing around with the hot coffee mod. Not that I'm saying they should, but for fuck's sakes, pardon my language. These people can get around, kids can get around this. Although with that one you can't really get around it, but their workaround is, hey, I'll find an original version of San Andreas that is completely moddable, and screw you guys. I mean, that's what I've had to go do because I have mods. I have mods I need to mod. I can't be dealing with a non-moddable version of San Andreas. It's not much fun for me. Although I used my old game save file, works like a charm, and to be honest with you, I forgot how free and open San Andreas is. So, pedestrian stuff aside, which I'll tell you guys to excuse when I do my Fraps video of our mods in action, I've got at least a working copy that I can work off of, something I can do something with for the greater good of the community. So as it stands, I'm trying to get my mods back in game. I'm trying to find all my old readmes for when you need a readme, all the old little things that I need to do with that, all the things I need to edit, and so on and so forth. And I'm trying to get my mods back in game. I'm trying to get a video shot of all the mods that are currently working and be a promo video for all of this. So bear with us. There'll be some more visual stuff than just me standing in front of this camera talking to you, but Anyway, so that's what there is to report for now.